relaxing around these parts. If you're a returning viewer, you already know what it is. Today we're going to be doing a read along. We're going to be reading Letters from a Stoic, also known as, I think it's like Notes by Mr. Seneca. From Lucius Annaeus Seneca. So we have all these different sort of philosophical journal entries from this gentleman, Seneca. On old age, how people judge you, control yourself. Let's see letter number 10. How people judge you, page 25. This is good, we found a short one. Letter 10. How people judge you. I'll offer you a simple way to tell how trustworthy others believe you are. If they trust you enough to leave you alone, they think highly of you. If they think they'll be better off keeping an eye on you all the time, you're not trusted very far. We adopt the latter approach toward insane and weakly self-controlled persons as a border case because we believe it is risky for us and for them not to supervise them. On the other hand, you may demonstrate your high regard for someone by giving them complete authority over a situation. This will impress them much more if the situation is particularly important to you. There's a difficulty here. Is it because you're not worth it? Or because the person who might have conferred it but didn't misjudges you if you don't obtain the estimate? And what does it imply if you're really unworthy of it? Is there a way to know without relying on how others treat you? Consider how frequently you personally bestow admiration on others in this manner. I think we're going to dive in here into another one. This is letter 38. I'm assuming that's it. On Good Advice, page 56. As you can see, I literally cut page 56 out of this book. Please don't cancel me. It was for a really good friend because it was a friend of mine that used to always give me really good advice. Moving forward, I like the sound of this one here. Letter 25. Control of your feelings and actions. Page 43. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Letter 25. Control of your feelings and emotions. Feelings and actions. That was telling. I have a bust of Socrates on one of my bookcases. I pass by that shelf every now and again, and my gaze is drawn to the sculpture. When this occurs, I take a minute to think on what I'm doing at the time. What do you think Socrates would say about it? Would I do the same thing in the same manner if he was standing next to me, watching me? This short reflection sometimes causes me to reconsider my ideas. Other times I just go on without making any changes. But on the whole, I've changed. The habit allows me to take a break from my daily routine and focus on what I'm doing, thinking, and feeling. And, if required, to make adjustments. It makes sure that the thoughts I have are used on a regular and consistent basis. Consistency. It is similar to a control approach utilized in many fields of engineering in this function, but it does more than that. It influences my connection with myself as well as how I engage with the traits and dispositions that form my personality, for the better and worse. This passage is particularly important because when you are coming to a sort of self-realization, it's very, very, very important to self-realize the good and the bad about yourself. If you're just trying to focus on the good, you may end up accidentally amplifying the bad or burying the bad in a deep corner. But these are things you need to address as well as these, and then finding the balance between the two. For example, I've noticed that my inner voice has become more loud and that I'm more conscious of my thoughts in a certain setting. And much to my surprise, what this inner voice has to say isn't always nice, in the sense that it isn't always well thought out. It's just poor counsel. Surprisingly, the superior solutions are more often than not easily identifiable. Or to put in another way, I know a lot more than my inner voice. But how can that be, given that it's my inner voice? And regrettably so, I found myself succumbing to its deceptive advice on several occasions. Truth, truth, truth. Hear facts all day. I've regained control by bringing my own considered thinking back to guide my sentiments and actions, since I've been more aware of this particularly practically inaudible whispering. Since I've begun pushing it out into the open. That's a lot simpler now. I can genuinely think about what it says, question it, and correct it with all the zeal and firmness that's necessary. If at all possible, you should be aware of your inner voice and try to mold it. Got an ASMR reference here. Inaudible whispering. That's a lot simpler now. I can genuinely think about what it says, question it. If at all possible, you should be aware of your inner voice and try to mold it. I think that'll go ahead and wrap up our quick little ASMR video about letters from a Stoic. These are just essentially slightly more philosophical journal entries from Lucius Seneca. Thank you so much for tuning in to Millennial Melatonin. A-A-A-S-S-S-M-M-M-M-R-R-R. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The channel is gaining a bit of traction, so to any new viewers, thank you so much for coming and stopping by and spending some time with the channel. For any returning viewers, you all are the best. Thank you so much.